Hello, 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 my friends. Hope everybody is well. Hope everyone is having a great day and enjoying their life. If you're here, please kindly put a like and say hello. We're going to do a live for like 30 minutes. This time, I'm going to take longer. I have some time on my hands. So while I have time, we're actually going to talk, address some questions. It's not going to be like, 5, 10, 15 minutes as usual, where I just keep talking. I'm going to talk and then I'm going to start answering questions. So if you have questions, ask away once I'm done talking, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. Also, as always, before we begin, uh, I just posted a market update, a general market update for the whole market in my Patreon group. I posted an update on XRP, Cardano ADA, and Dogecoin. So if you want to read it, here's the link. You can follow that link and join and read the update. Yeah, if you're here, please kind of put a like. So let's talk about what's happening in the market. About what's happening in the market is very simple. I think that we're in a phase where the market is chopping. That I believe in roughly 4-year cycles, plus minus, right? It doesn't have to be exactly 4 years. It can be, like I said, 3 years and 4 months. It can be 3 years and 8 months, or it can be 4 years and 2 months, roughly 4-year cycles, plus minus. I believe that the market consists of macro phases, and right now we're in the last macro phase. This is the take profit phase. This is the euphoria phase, which then takes us to peak euphoria phase. That last part of the market is where altcoins that do deliver pump the most. We're already in a phase where coins are delivering and pumping, but the majority of coins are still down tremendously. A lot of coins are still down 80, 90% or more. And I believe that we're in a phase where some of these coins will wake up before the market cycle ends. So if you diversified and you bought in the macro accumulation phase, which was in 2022 slash 2023, when Bitcoin crashed roughly 80% and altcoins were down 70, 80, 90, 95%. If you bought there, you're doing well, you're following the rules, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. As I mentioned many times, I use these clickbait titles like the one I'm using now, like $10,000 XRP or $1 million Bitcoin and up, only because these are the kind of tweets and headlines and videos I'm seeing. I do not, of course, believe that it's going to be up only. I most definitely do not believe in a $10,000 XRP. I know that a lot of the people are very entertained by the prospect of a $10,000 XRP. And the reason why I address this is because I retweeted this just yesterday. Yet another person talking about how utility is going to pump XRP to $10,000. If you're going to wait for $10,000 XRP, you're going to be broke forever. You're never going to make any money because you'll never be able to sell because it's never going to go to $10,000. Now, things that are possible with XRP, it's XRP going to the $7/13 range, which I have been addressing since the last cycle. In the first cycle, I guessed roughly $2.80 or $3. It was a pretty good guess. After that, I was predicting, that the market is going to crash and XRP is going to go to 15 cents, where we accumulated heavily. If you're my member, in this market cycle, we accumulated at roughly 30 cents and 40 cents and 50 cents. You know what I've been selling and how much of a percentage of my bag I sold. If you don't know, you want to know, once again, join the Patreon. The link is there. So I'm already in the phase where I'm taking profits. The way I split it is very simple. What I've added to my strategy is very simple. So back in the day, I would only wait for very big X's and start taking profits, but the cycles are changing, as I mentioned many times before in the past 2 cycles also. And reward and ROI is becoming smaller, it's diminishing with every single cycle, which is why, Bitcoin did, like 100x many cycles before, then like only a 20x less cycle, and right now it's only up 7x. Same for altcoins, because the more money is injected into a coin, the more difficult it is to pump it, because that means that the more money needs to be pumped into it, right? Like, my point is, it's much easier to pump a coin that has a market cap of $50 million, or there's like a 10 million injected into it, and then somebody throws in a billion in there, the coin is going to go crazy. But if the coin is already worth like $10 billion, and somebody puts in another 10 billion, is going to go up only 100% roughly, right? So the more of a blue chip a coin becomes, the more difficult it is to pump the price. Anyway, so that being the reason, I've changed my strategy a little bit. I've started taking conservative profits, and then I started taking, like, what I consider to be quite high, and then the moon targets, basically, right? So I'm today, I would say I finally got to the point where now I'm completely fine. I finally got to the point where I took the conservative targets. So now, whatever the market does, I'm going to do okay. I'm going to do okay for sure. I am bullish. I believe that coins, like I said earlier, will go up. But nobody has a 100% track record, despite you know. This might not sound very humble, but this is a fact that I have one of the best track records in this market. And even I am not 100% sure right all the time. The fact that I say this just shows you that I'm not full of BS like all the other people who say that they get everything right, or people who never admit their mistakes, right? There are a lot of those too. Like, there are very big names out there, which is scaring me right now, by the way. We'll get to that. There are very big names right now, YouTube analysts and Twitter analysts that have hundreds of thousands of followers. Some of them even have like roughly a million plus minus. People who are saying that Bitcoin is never going to see a new all-time high at 20K, saying that we're simply going to retrace to 40K, and then after that we're going to crash to $2,000 or $3,000. Of course, that's not what happened. The people were wrong. We did pump to nearly $110,000. We did see new highs, and Bitcoin is not at $2,000 or $3,000. Once again, these people said, that the S&P 500 and the Dow is going to crash hard and not see new highs in our lifetimes. They did see new highs, as we predicted correctly once again. And what's scaring me, and why I decided to take conservative price targets and take profits, is because now I'm a little bit like, despite being bullish, and despite looking at all the technicals and therefore being bullish because I always like facts, and I look at the charts. The fact that these people who were wrong before in saying that Bitcoin is never going to go to new all-time high, or that Sol is never going to breach $40, or that Doge is never going to pump well, the fact that those people who said that have flipped now and are bullish now and saying that we're going to see new highs again and these coins are going to do well, that makes me weary. That worries me. This is a huge sentiment. This is a huge sentiment shift. And although I agree with them, because, as I mentioned in the market update today, even these people who consistently get everything wrong, or are really right, they are still sometimes right. And I believe that this is one of those instances where it simply matches with me, and coincides with me, that they are bullish when I'm also bullish. But the fact that they've grown bullish now, it made me weary. It made me a little bit anxious, which is why I decided to de-risk and take sell partial profits earlier than I planned, to make sure that I locked in conservative price targets. Now I'm waiting basically, for basically pretty high targets and then moon targets, right, to come in. Hopefully they will come in. Once again, historic data, statistics, math, and percentages indicate that it should come in for some coins and pump our portfolio as well. If you've been following the rules, some of these coins will do well, and they should, in accordance with historic data, which I believe in. So yeah, I'm waiting for that part. But once again, if you are basically, if you're one of these people that listen to me and you bought XRP heavily at 15 cents, or you bought XRP, I don't know, at 30, 40, 50 cents, or you bought Doge with me at the bottom, or you bought Bitcoin with me very close to the bottom, or you bought the exact bottom of Ethereum, and you still haven't taken any profits, and now you're listening to different people because maybe I've been taking profits earlier than you wanted to, you're listening to the wrong people, right? If I helped you to buy at the right time, perhaps you should listen when I'm selling, because I'm trying to help you sell at the right time also. You should not be chasing the top. You're not going to catch the top anyway. You should not be, trying to catch the bottom ever. Simply, the rules are: wait for a major crash, start dollar cost averaging, buy only at new lows, preferably with roughly equal amounts of money. We've done that. Wait for the market to go up, start going up, start laddering out a little bit. We've done that. Then wait for a market to go completely bonkers, get out with as much as you can, preferably everything, if not as much as you can. And that's the last part that we're waiting for, so that once the market cycle ends and the pumps are completed and the coming pumps finish and everything is done for, we can finally once again wait for the major crash, which once again leads us to the macro accumulation phase, where we will once again start dollar cost averaging and diversifying into different projects with different narratives, which is something that we've done now too. We've invested in different coins. We have invested in different memes. We have invested into AI. We have invested into privacy coins. We have invested into DeFi coins. We have invested into gaming coins, you name it, right? Or like I said, all kinds of different narratives. Diversifying everything that you do. Don't keep, right now we're in a phase where you do have to keep partial parts of your crypto on exchanges because you need to sell, right? And sometimes it's difficult to log in and there's heavy traffic. So Just make sure that you're not leaving all your crypto on one exchange. Preferably 3 exchanges, I think, is the best way to go, just in case somebody freezes. Some exchange freezes something when like at the most inconvenient moment, or you have some trouble, whatever, or you get hacked. So keep your crypto on like 3 different exchanges, even when you're selling. Of course, keep your crypto on cold storage. Once again, don't keep it just on one wallet. Keep it on, once again, 2 or 3 wallets, preferably 3 wallets. And basically, like I keep saying, diversifying everything that you do. Diversify even in the way you take profits. Just like I mentioned, I have conservative targets. I have a lot of different, basically, um, targets. So basically, make sure you take conservative targets. Make sure you take targets in the middle, and make sure you take targets once we pump much more. Definitely, this is not the time to buy. If you're buying right now, you're basically chasing, you're FOMOing. I can understand, once again, not taking profits with coins that haven't pumped, but I do not understand not taking profits with coins that did not pump. Because once again, for example, at one point, XRP was up nearly 12x from the bottom, right? You did not need to cash the exact bottom. Even if you and you didn't buy it at 28 cents, let's say you bought roughly at 60 cents. At one point, you were up roughly 5x. You should have taken some profits there, partial profits. Same with many other coins. When Bitcoin is up roughly 7x right now, you haven't taken any profits. You're not doing the right things. You're going against the market. The market gives you pumps as an opportunity to sell. If you're not selling, that means you're going against the market. If you're going against the market, that means it's going to hurt you. You're going to get hurt. So, once again, market provides different phases. Right now is not the phase to be buying. If you're a late market participant, I know that you don't want to hear this, but it's your fault. You should wait for the pumps to finish. You should not chase. You should wait for the cycle to end. It's going to end this year in 2025. And you should wait for the macro accumulation phase to come in, which will come in probably in 2026. And then you can buy and you can start dollar cost averaging and diversifying. You'll do yourself a huge favor if you do that instead of just chasing right now. There's a very low probability that you might get lucky, but there's a very high probability that you will not get lucky. So do not mess around. Do not break the rules. The rules are there for a reason. Once again, if you're on my Patreon, you know what the rules are, right? Stick to those rules. Remember that the profits that we're taking, we're not rotating these profits, meaning that we're not reinvesting into other coins. So, for example, we fully sold all Bitcoin and Ethereum as part of my conservative profit taking, just to make sure in case we ever nuke or there's a black swan event, we have a good amount of money on the side made off profits that we can rotate into the market. So, for example, that money should be sidelined. You should not be touching it unless basically there's something that happens and you get an update that we're buying something. Do not touch that money. Do not take the profits that we took. Like, for example, we're taking profits with Doge, we're taking partial profits with Doge, we're taking partial profits with XRP, we're taking partial profits with XLM. We've taken basically a lot of partial profits. That money should not be rotated into other coins just because you think that this coin might pump. Yeah, it might pump, but there are roughly 11 million coins right now in the market. The market is heavily diluted. The chances that you're going to cash that one special coin out of 11 million coins is very low. Back when I was starting in like 2017, there were like 3,000 coins, and then in like 2018 there were like 5,000 to 10,000 coins. Right now there are roughly 11 million coins. Go on coin market cap and check that out, basically. So the thing is, if you start making emotional decisions, you're gambling. Gambling does not end well. Crypto is not a fairy tale land where you come and you become and you become rich, like in the blink of an eye, with a snap of your fingers. Crypto doesn't work that way. It takes years. Every single market cycle takes years, and it takes a lot of time for the market to develop. And right now we're in a phase where we have started taking profits, and we'll continue to sell and ladder out and take partial profits and slowly get out of our positions. So that means if you're buying here, you're being used as extra liquidity by smart money. So the individuals that were here at the bottom, who are accumulating after 70, 80, 90, 95, and 99% crashes, and now some of these coins have reversed. That means we're dumping on you. Your prospects aren't looking too good right now. If you're buying, you should not be buying. You should be taking profits. If absolutely nothing has pumped in your portfolio, you're obviously doing something wrong. You're following someone wrong, because that means you do not diversify. And diversification is one of the main things in crypto when you're buying an accumulation phase after huge crashes. So, if like people, for example, tweet answer saying, Yeah, Joe B, wait, please, kindly. I'll answer all the questions first. Let me talk, please, kindly, and then once I'm done, I'll try to answer everybody's questions. So yeah, excuse me. Anyway, the point I was trying to make is right. There are macro phases to each and every single phase. Uh, there are rules to every single phase in the market, right? Right now is not the accumulation phase. If you're accumulating right now, you're going against the market. The market is giving you pumps to get out, not to accumulate. So if you're buying when the market is pumping, you're basically going against the market. And like I said, you do not go against the market, right? The market gives you huge crashes as opportunity to buy. That's a great financial opportunity. If you're not buying back when the market, basically, if you're not buying when the market is giving you the opportunity to buy, you're going to have a bad time. Then the market gives you pumps to sell and make money. Now there are coins, of course, like I mentioned earlier on, that haven't pumped well or haven't pumped at all. Some of these coins, I believe, will reverse and pump. And once they do, make sure that you're taking profits. Some of these coins will not pump and they will get drugged and go to absolute zero, like Hex. I had a tiny bag of Hex because I understood that it's a well, basically I had a bag of Hex, and that one got rugged completely, and that's completely fine, which is exactly why you get diversity. You diversify, right? You diversify into different coins with different narratives because market cycles have proven to us that even the best coins with best utility are by far not the ones that deliver well. Sometimes great utility coins pump well, sometimes absolute shit coins pump well, right? Which is why you should own both, and which is why you should have a method of how you go about investing in these coins. Now, as I mentioned earlier, your main investments should still be into blue chips, biggest portion of your portfolio. Then you can put like significantly smaller money, let's say like 20% of your portfolio into mid caps, and then you can put something like 10% or 5% of your portfolio into low caps and small caps that are basically very high risk, right? There's basically, you should not be putting the same amount of money into a shitcoin that you put into, say, XRP or Bitcoin or Ethereum, because they're very, very high risk. There are a lot of basic rules that to this game. It is quite simple. You just have to get a grasp of it. Main thing right now in this phase is that you take profits with coins that are going up. This is the macro take profit phase, right? This is the bullish phase of the cycle, where the higher we go, the more exciting the titles are going to get on YouTube, the more bullish everyone is going to become, the more adoption you're going to see, the more regulatory clarity you're going to see, the more, I don't know, basically crypto-friendly things you're going to see. Maybe Trump is going to do something super crypto-friendly. You're going to see, we already saw Michael Saylor on the cover of Forbes. I literally spoke about this in the Patreon market updates. And so my point is basically, you're going to see a lot of wonderful stuff. And what we know from the past market cycles is that that's when you start taking profits, when everybody starts getting excited. And just like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the fact that YouTubers who are saying that Bitcoin is never going to go to new all-time highs, or are now saying that we're going to see new highs, not that I disagree with them, it's just the fact that they were so macro bearish, saying that Bitcoin is going to crash to $2,000-3,000, but instead it went to nearly 110K. And now, once we got to 110K, they're saying that we're going to see new highs. That's a huge indicator, right? These people have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Altogether, they have millions of subscribers. That means that basically millions of people are receiving information and being fed something that's not very right. Basically, when the coin is down 80%, there are millions of people receiving information that Bitcoin is never going to see a new all-time high. Once Bitcoin does a 7x from the bottom, it has gone up 600%. Suddenly, they're saying that Bitcoin is going to a new all-time high. That's a huge sentiment shift that you should be aware of, right? You should not be, frankly, you should not be following these people. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? Let's just stop being polite and just say the way it is. You should not be following these people. I know that you're watching a lot of very exciting content up there, but I just want you to remember that what is the track record with these people, right? What happened when you were listening to these YouTubers or big Twitter profiles in the last cycle or the cycle before that, right? Did you take profits? Were you at least partially profitable, or were you waiting for some kind of magical old season, or were you waiting for much higher targets that never came and you got rugged, and then you forgot about it because maybe they got something else right? Then they got 10 things wrong, but then they got one thing right. The point I'm trying to make is you're responsible for your investments, right? And these guys are going to tell you what they've told you in every single market cycle, that you're an idiot, or they're going to disappear and then come back when the pumps begin again, tell you that it's your fault, or they're simply just not going to acknowledge that they were wrong and just ignore, all those people that are pissed off at them, which has happened nonstop. I think the influencers I'm referring to, right? They're liked by a lot of people, and just once again, remember what happened in the last cycles. Do yourself a favor, give yourself options. Don't just be, I know you don't like to hear it. I know a lot of you are fanboys and moon boys, and a lot of you like all the bullshit that's being fed to you. I understand that, but we're here to make money. Like, at least I'm here to make money. If you're here for fun, you can go to the channels that are here for fun, and you can talk about whatever they talk about there. You can look at all the wonderful fractals. You can look at all the wonderful theories and utilities and castles and teddy bears. That's fine if that's what you're here for. I'm here to make money. Teddy bears, fractals, they don't make money, right? So just be aware of what you're being told. I can tell you that once again, same people that flipped bullish now were bearish when you were supposed to be bullish. And people in the last cycle, when we're near the top, well, maybe they got one or two coins right, like maybe the Bitcoin top correctly or the Ethereum top, but then got like 10 or 20 other coins wrong completely. And people got rugged 70-80%, and nobody likes to talk about that. They don't address that because they just keep producing nice content that keeps feeding you hope, and you go through yet another market cycle. So the point I'm trying to make is, make sure that you're selling. You're responsible for your investments. Make sure you're taking partial profits on the way up. With XRP, with ADA, with Doge, with XLM, with the Ethereum. Once again, for example, people said Ethereum hasn't done anything. Yeah, sure. I believe that Ethereum has the potential to go higher, and it will go higher, I believe. But once again, you can't say that it didn't do anything. For example, we were lucky enough to catch the exact bottom on Ethereum, right? And I already sold and got out of Ethereum. But at one point, Ethereum was up 4x. Statistically, that 4 or 5x is a lot more than most people will ever make in crypto, because if you go and simply Google statistics on crypto, the amount of people that make money once the top comes in every market cycle is like, I think it's like 5 or 6%. So like roughly 94% of the people in crypto just don't make money. So if you simply get a 5x on a coin, and then and you don't take profits, that's just not the way to go about it. Because if you take partial profits right there, you're already outperforming a lot of people in the market. I understand that a lot of people, have heard about the 50x's and the 100x's, and we call some of them because we're early market participants. We've been here since like 2017, but we're no longer in 2017, right? You're no longer an early market participant. You can still make a lot of money if you do the right things, but like basically a lot of you are late to the party, and you're being told that you're not late to the party. So just make sure that you're aware of all this bullshit that's being fed to you, and make sure that you're paying yourself and taking profits, systematic profits, with any coin that pumps, be it a meme coin, be it an coin, DeFi coin, some kind of utility coin, privacy coin. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin, Ethereum. If a coin in your portfolio is pumping, start taking systematic profits and start laddering out, and make sure that you're keeping that money sidelined, and make sure you're not rotating that money into any other coin. Because all these dip buying opportunities, they work a few times, but then eventually one dip becomes a major crash, and most of these major crashes then never recover. So basically, one dip becomes like a 70, 80, or 90% crash, and depending on which coin it is, these coins are dead. Like I've been here since 2017. The overwhelming majority of coins that were there in 2017 and 2018 in the top 100, which were like, I think all of them were utility coins, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, most of them were definitely utility coins. That's for sure. Most of them are no longer in the top 100 positions. Most of them are like in the 500 position, or 1,000th position, or 2,000th position. The point being, guys, that back in 2017, 2018, people were buying the dip nonstop, putting every single penny they had into these wonderful utility projects. Nobody remembers about these projects again. Ever. They're never coming back. They're dead forever, yet they're still out there watching these YouTube videos about how that coin is going to change the world. Some people have already accepted that they messed up. The point I'm trying to make is no coin is special out there. Like I've been telling you this in every single cycle. Once we get to a point where it's a utility cycle and something changes, and we see that utility actually does affect the price, I will change my narrative completely and I say, now there's factual information on the charts. I see the price reacting. That utility matters, guys. For now, there's no proof whatsoever this time is different. Like in every single cycle, people say this time is different, but there's no proof that it is different, right? So I promise you one thing, as I promised you 2 times before in the last 2 cycles. Once the top comes in, we're going to have a massive wipeout and huge crash. So make sure you're paying yourself and make sure you're taking profits and keeping these profits sidelined. Do not listen to moon boys. Moon boys are not your friends during bull markets, just like doom boys are not your friends during bear markets. Because in the bear market, every single time Bitcoin drops roughly 80, 70%, 90%, people start saying crypto is dead. So people don't buy. You should ignore these doom boys who are always doom calling and buy and diversify without trying to catch the bottom. And the same thing in the bull market. Once we reverse and we start pumping, you have moon boys saying we're going up forever, up only utility use cases, adoption, regulatory clarity is going to change everything this time to the moon. We're never dropping again. We're going to become like the stock market. You need to ignore that BS and start taking profits. Exact same thing, basically. So just once again, be reasonable. Be reasonable, my friends. Don't let people screw you over. Don't let the market screw you over. You're smart. You're intelligent. Use your brains. I know that you're smart and intelligent. You know what I mean? A lot of you are very smart and intelligent people. So just make sure you're using that intelligence. Make sure you're using those brains to your advantage. Don't let people take advantage of you. You know what I mean? A lot of these people, you have to understand, for example, when you're watching YouTubers, right? Sure, they're investing in crypto. Sure, maybe some of them have invested a lot. But besides that, they're making huge amounts of money off monetization on YouTube. So you're screwed basically if the market goes down. All they have to do is keep making videos. They'll get paid. They'll get paid a lot. A lot of them have newsletters. A lot of them have courses or private groups. I have one, for example, but that's a bad comparison because that brings me close to them. But anyway, they have monetized Twitter. They have partnerships. They shill coins. They have a lot of them make a lot of money off referral links with some exchanges. So the point I'm trying to make is know who you're listening to. These are people who are going to make a lot of money despite what the market does. They're not here to exactly predict the market. Of course, they will make money if they predict the market correctly. But if they don't predict the market correctly, they have still a lot of revenue, a lot of money coming out from other things, probably a lot more than they have even invested or they will make off an investment, right? So they'll just keep making content and new people will keep eating it, and they'll keep getting hundreds of thousands of likes and millions of views and hundreds of thousands of dollars will keep coming in every single year while you sit there completely ruined, and they'll keep spoon feeding you this BS that they've been spoon feeding you nonstop. So just be aware of that. You know what I mean? They're not. If you actually look at track records, if you look at facts, most of the time they get stuff wrong, right? Most of the time, they never told you to take profits when you were supposed to take profits. But here I am. I'm telling you, take profits, take systematic profits on the way up. When you don't want to, I told you there would come a time that you will not want to take profits. Because, of course, as always, in the bull markets, we wish we had bought more. We'll get greedy. And, in the bear markets, when everything has tanked 80 and 90% and everything is down tremendously, we always wish we had sold more now that everything has crashed. So, stop wishing and do it, my friends. Right? Stop wishing. This is the moment. Right now, if you're wishing, once we crash 80 and 90% and the pumps are over, I promise you're going to wish that you had sold more. So stop wishing. You know what I mean? Go get it done. And then once we crash hard, you'll be able to accumulate instead of wishing you had sold more. Take systematic profits and pay yourself. Right? Take care of yourself. Right? Take care of your investments, my friends. All right, let's see what people are saying. Punchy Prince, hi there. How are you doing, brother? Job B. So who's dumping ICP? There has been no profits to take yet. Job B. I don't know. I don't know who's dumping ICP. I frankly don't care, which is why I diversify and take profits with coins that pump. Absolutely don't care. Tamor Khan, there have been too many old seasons, March 2024 and December 2024. I mean, you can call it that. I don't like to refer to them as old seasons. I just say, there's a take profit phase. If one of your coins is going up, take partial profits. Amrish, what's up? How you doing, brother? Draco Magnus, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Derek J, yup. Kazim Sani, views on Telcoin, please, Rob. My views on Telcoin, like Kazim, I'll tell you this, and you tell me what you think. Okay, like the coin is up roughly 1,400% from the bottom. What do you think? What do you think with that? Given that information, uh, what do you think about Telcoin if it's up 1,400% from the bottom, despite of where you bought? Right, the fact that it's up 1,400% from the bottom. What do you think about Telcoin? What do you think you should be doing with Telcoin? Kazim, I'll be looking for your answer. Please let me know. Thomas Horton is saying to Joe B, the time to buy was in 2022 to 2023 in the accumulation phase. We're closing in on the end of the cycle, and you should be focused on selling gradually and on the way up. Very well said, Thomas. Very smart person. Joe B saying, Thomas Horton, I have been buying since 2022. Well done, Joe B. Very well done. And he says, and I will keep buying until all season takes off. Okay, then, well, that's something I disagree with, but you do what you like, brother. We had some small pumps with some coins already, but okay, small pumps with some coins. Well, we had some small pumps with some coins, that's true, but then we also had big pumps with some coins, like XRP doing nearly 12x, and Bitcoin doing 7x, and then Floki doing I think something like roughly 50x. I think so far is my best performance this market cycle. So yeah, with some coins we've had only small pumps, with some coins we've had okay pumps, and with some coins we already had big pumps. But I do agree, of course, that we need to get to the point of peak euphoria where more coins will join the pumps. So Joe B goes on to say, but the blow off top has not started yet, period. Job B, I tend to agree that the blow off top has not started. Okay. Yeah. Tim Gash is saying, Rob, so just to be clear, we should not be taking advice from a cartoon bear. Yeah, brother, absolutely. That's exactly my point. Susie Kuchia says, great advice. Thank you, Susie. Not advice. I share what I do. Mr. Fowles1 says, good evening, Mr. Rob. Good evening, my friend. How are you doing? Will, good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Joe B saying, if this time is not different, then you should know that old season has not yet occurred. If you always pumping in advance is not an old season bull run. Joe B, okay, all right. Thank you very much for that, for sharing your mind. Once again, you're free to do whatever you like. I'm here to share my mind. Susie, this is what we need to hear. Yeah. Tim Gash is saying, I'd be selling Telcoin, take profits, and not look back. Absolutely. Kazim is saying, so when we're talking about Kazim has answered, in answer to your response regarding Telcoin, take heavy profits, but leave a bag for the potential moon. Many influencers have been shilling. Yeah, Kazim, pretty much. You can, that's my point is not even take heavy profits, but take profits, right? So I have sold, okay, I'll say this, right? Because it happened recently, it has already happened, and it doesn't matter. I have sold a portion of my Telcoin. I'm not going to say which portion. I wrote about it on my Patreon live while it was happening. I wrote and said, I'm selling now this amount of my Telcoin bag. So you got the point right. Well done, Kazim. You answered your question. You're by yourself. Well done, brother. Absolutely. You should take profits, and you should leave room for the coin to run so you can keep taking profits on the way up. Absolutely. There you go. Well done. Louis, could you talk about Bitcoin dominance? Absolutely. So Bitcoin dominance, once again, historically, we've seen it crash much harder than it has crashed in this cycle. I do believe that the Bitcoin dominance will crash because, once again, it has happened in every single market cycle before this one. So once again, statistics and probability show that it should happen again in this market cycle. Excuse me, please. And yeah, so I do believe that Bitcoin dominance is going to crash. And I also believe, based on historic data, that's when some of the altcoins will take off either further, or some altcoins will wake up finally. And that's where I'll be taking heavy profits. And, once we get to the point where Bitcoin dominance drops to the support at the bottom, I believe on the chart at the bottom, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, support there. So once it gets to that point, I believe that that's one of the indicators you should be looking at to use to your advantage as a signal to take heavy profits, or potentially fully get out of the market and ignore further pumps and not rotate profits until everything has crashed very hard. So yeah. Kazim is saying, however, Kazim once again is the young gentleman who's been talking about he's saying, however, my revised ask is the expectation that the coin can reach all-time high again based on the market conditions? Thanks again for the response. Really appreciate your work. Thank you, Kazim, for that. Did I understand correctly if you're asking on the market conditions? Yes. Basically, if I understand your question correctly, I always say this: no market cycle is different. Every single market cycle is the same, but a little bit different, right? And usually, in every single market cycle, we get some kind of little surprise, which is not so little. I call it little surprise. Basically, we get some kind of surprise that nobody expects, and which kind of changes the dynamic of the market cycle. But it doesn't if you zoom out and look at the market altogether. To answer your question, whether or not TEL will be able to hit new all-time high or go much further or go much further than the all-time high is dependent on what's going on in the market, basically, and where we are in terms of time in the market. So, if we're getting to the point where we're nearly at 4 years of this market cycle, and we're pumping in the coming months, let's say after 4 months or something like that, and the coin has pumped basically, but didn't get to the all-time high, it would make sense to sell, basically, because even though it can go further and pump further, we're already much closer to the end of the cycle than we are to the beginning of the cycle, right? So it's something to be aware of. Once again, yes, it's true that the coins that do run well deliver the most explosive runs, like right towards the end. But if you ask me, it's not worth of waiting for the end, like the end part of the end. You know what I mean? It's once we start getting closer to the end, you have to start de-risking. For example, we're already like 3 quarters into the market cycle. It's something that we have to be aware of, right? Most of the cycle has ended, and we have like 1 quarter remaining now in the cycle. And it's the most profitable part of the cycle, which is exactly why some coins have started going up, and which is exactly why I believe some more coins will go up. And since we're in this part of the cycle, buying doesn't make sense because coins we're not at the part where coins just crashed 80%. We're at the point in the cycle where coins are starting to deliver, so you should be selling partial and taking partial profits with any coin that starts delivering. Thomas Horton is saying Rob Art is the best. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it, brother. Jimmy Penn is saying, what do you think about XRP AMM? You mean at the moment? What do you think of XRP at the moment? I think that XRP, based on historic data and based on percentages, must go higher. I believe it will go anywhere between $7 to $13. Maybe it will go even higher than that. I think eventually in the coming cycles, it will go higher than that. But if we're talking about this cycle, I'm not looking for anything higher than that. That's more than enough for me. But I've already started taking profits. What I think of XRP, that it's going to $7 to $13 based on technical analysis, but I'm already taking profits despite those targets, and I'll keep taking profits along the way. What I think of XRP is basically what I think of every single coin. Same approach, my friend. Crypto Navigator saying, Rob, it's been a minute since you were live. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Oh, my friend International Crypto Asset Ninja is here again. He's saying, great day, bro. Hope all is well. Nice take profit season. Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you here, my friend. Thank you. Stephen May asked a very good question. At what point do you make the decision to dump the rest of your bags regardless of price? And it's a very good question. Thank you for the question, Stephen. So basically, once we get to the point where, like right now, when we get to the point in the market cycle in the coming months, maybe in the coming weeks, I don't know, whenever it happens, when more coins join the pumps and these blue chips like XRP and ADA go to new highs into price discovery mode, and then let's say some mid caps stir awake and some low caps do something crazy, like I don't know, let's say like some memes do something crazy like 100x. I think that like these are the signals to get out of the market, and Bitcoin dominance, like I said earlier on, and the time frame, right? Once again, the time frame matters. So once we're getting closer to the end of the roughly 4-year cycle, once Bitcoin dominance is dropping, once ROI and percentages have increased a lot, and blue chips are already not just hitting new all-time highs, but they're in price discovery mode and going further. And mid caps are starting to take off, and some small caps are doing crazy stuff. So that I think these are all good indicators. And of course, sentiment, right? Nonstop crazy news, wonderful news. They've already started now, like Saylor being on the cover of Bitcoin, like we're getting a pro crypto czar in the US. I've been hearing rumors that apparently they might not tax crypto profits in the US. Basically, a lot of wonderful news, right? The ETFs every other week. And I just tweeted about that, saying that it's a pity that we don't get all this wonderful news after roughly 70 to 80% Bitcoin crashes and 80, 90% alt crashes, right? You never get these wonderful news then. You always get them, when coins are up already like 5, 10x or 15x or 20x. And once we basically, everything I talked about and the sentiment is even better, I believe that all these are the signs that we're looking for, basically, to take profits. Just a second, my friends. Let me put my phone on charge. We're already 41 minutes in. We'll be finishing up soon, my friends. If I missed somebody's question, I'm sorry. They're like, it's a little bit tricky to answer absolutely everyone. Jimmy Pina is saying, will you possibly cash out 100% this cycle on XRP? Absolutely. That's something I will try to do. You see, I see that it's very simple. I have no doubt whatsoever in my mind that once the pumps are over and once the top comes in for XRP, that it will crash 80%. Roughly 80%. I have no doubt whatsoever, right? So even, let's say, if I sell everything by the time XRP goes to $7 to $13, let's say like roughly $10, somewhere around that, and even if it goes to $20 or $30 after that, I don't care, because I bought at 15 cents and 30 cents and 40 cents and 50 cents, most heavily at 15 cents. And I don't care because I've made amazing ROI. And now all I have to wait for to play it safely again, much safer than, waiting for $20 and $30 that might never come. The higher we go, the worse the risk and reward becomes, So instead of taking on very high risk, get out, take on minimal risk, and just wait for much better investment climate. What do I mean by that? A major crash, roughly 80%, then rotate back in. So yeah, I don't believe in anything, basically, that the price is not going to crash because of utility. And I am a seasoned veteran in crypto. I do have the emotional capacity not to FOMO back in, even if the coin goes to 50. I don't care, right? Like, which I don't think will happen this cycle, but I'm just talking about some crazy event which would make everyone FOMO back in. No, I would sit there with wonderful profits, amazing ROI that I made, and I would wait for the major crash that will come in. I promise you, once the pumps finish. I do believe that the pumps are coming first, but I promise you that once the pumps are finished, and we'll talk about this in the future once it happens, that XRP, ADA, Doge, other altcoins are going to nuke roughly 80%. And a lot of these coins, other altcoins, are going to nuke 90%. And most of these coins are going to get wiped out and never come back again. So I just don't think that XRP is one of them. I think XRP is one of those coins that will come back with other coins also. So yeah. Oh, Gabonito, my friend, you're here. Gabonito saying, hello, brother. Haven't seen you in ages. Hope all is well. I have quietly been following your strategy the past few years, getting paid. Sell all in May and walk away. Down question, the quote. It's good to see you here. Gabonito is a friend of mine that I met in Dubai. If you're coming again, let me know. And well done. Well done. It's been ages. It's good to see you. And well done. Keep taking profits, my friend. Keep paying yourself and keep those profits sidelined. Make sure that we finally get paid by XRP. Draco, I would love to, but Groot is not here. Long story short, I'm in a hotel for a few hours. So yeah, I'm not home right now. Marcus Thomas is saying, hello, Robert. Hi there, Marcus. He asks, why do so many people say that it's impossible for XRP to go to $10,000? Because of it being so heavily diluted, the amount of coins they are. The easiest way to talk about it is like this. Take a slice of pizza, right? Like take a whole pizza. it costs, let's say, $20, a pizza. The more slices you slice it into, the less every single slice is going to be worth. But altogether, it's worth $20, right? So it's possible for something like Bitcoin to go to $10,000 or $100,000 or even a million, right? Because not this cycle, in the future, because there's a finite amount, much smaller. There's like 4,700 times more XRP units than Bitcoin units, right? So it's 4,700 times more challenging for Bitcoin to for XRP to go to $10,000 than Bitcoin. Now that means that 4,700 times the amount of capital needs to be injected into XRP that was injected into Bitcoin for it to go to $10,000. Therefore, people who understand finance and who understand how the world works and what money is understand that it's impossible, right? I mean, if something like that is possible, it would have to be some crazy inflation event, and trust me, it wouldn't matter if XRP was worth $10,000 because the bread of loaf would be worth thousands of dollars or hundreds, whatever. Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is simply because of the being heavily diluted. Once again, none of that is relevant. Yeah, that's the truth of it. That's one of those irrelevant discussions. What's relevant is ROI, and I believe that XRP is already delivering better ROI than Bitcoin this cycle. In the last cycle, it delivered the same ROI as Bitcoin. The cycle before that, way more. And I believe in the next cycles, it will deliver bigger ROI than Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter. Can it go to $10,000 or not? It can deliver much better ROI, regardless of dollar valuation, than Bitcoin. Novel look back is saying, Rob, how low do you think BTC dominance will go to? We'll see, my friend. It's a good question, but look at the historic chart and where you see the support there. I think it would make sense historically to go back there, because once again, that's something that's happened during every single cycle. XRP baby is here, and XRP baby is saying, admire your work, Rob. Thank you, I appreciate it. He goes on to say, or she, I'm sorry, I'm not sure which one. All I can say is the years pass in the space, and some of us have the charts in our memory since 2016. Absolutely, my friend. Well said. Okay, I've been here for 47 minutes now. Any last minute questions before I go? Louis Goncalves is here, a member. It's good that I saw you. I'm sorry that I missed you earlier, my friend. He's saying, thanks for the update. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for reading it. It's always good to hear your clarity and expertise amidst all the junk shared across various timelines. Louis, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. I know that you've been a member, right, for a whole time, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we've been interacting very often, so it's good to see you here. Hope you are well. Hope your loved ones are well. Everyone, that's addressed towards everyone. I hope everyone is well, my friends. I hope your families are well. Stay healthy. Speaking of health, I've lost 30 kilos. I've been doing a lot of sports. I'm down tremendously. I feel much better, and I'm going to lose more weight. I have started boxing, and I will start working on gaining muscle soon. I feel much better. Stay healthy, my friends. Health is wealth. Health is very important. Anyway, before I go, please kindly put a like. If you could also share the video on Twitter, that would be wonderful, so more people can watch these lives. As always, before I go, if you want to join and know what I'm doing on my Patreon, here's the link if you want to join. I share all my buys, sells there, what I'm doing, all the market updates for all coins. Other than that, stay safe. Be mindful of what you're watching, what you're reading. Eyes on the prize. We're in a take profit phase. Whatever coin starts pumping and going up, keep taking partial profits on the way up, paying yourself, and keep that money sidelined and do not rotate those profits. All right. Thank you, my friends. Love you. Bye-bye.